this program. This time it's in a different official way. But so I want to sort of frame it by reflecting on what I learned differently now doing it the second time. And I would say it had a lot to do with some of the concerns brought up. Making videos, being comfortable, trying to be who you are. And I would say the big difference for me, and you'll see as I pull it up, deals with feeling confident in the course material. You know, I'm the director of interdisciplinary studies, and humanities is part of that, and we have a vibrant humanities online program. So that's where I started, because there was a system in place, and I was learning. So it made the most sense. However, that is not I'm proficient, but it's not my area of expertise. Gender, on the other hand, is something that I am very interested in, and it is part of my training and whatnot at the professional level. So I want to say thank you to the class and also to the people we worked with and the colleagues, because really you want to rise to the occasion and do better in a good way, competitive, healthy. You know, so when I saw some of the people, I thought, okay, let me add some things, let me go back and be a little bit, you know, bring it up a notch. Let me put this off. So is this what students will see? This is what students will see. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do anything in any specific, I'm not linear, so we'll do our best here, but gender recon is something that I started doing in my first gender studies class over 10 years ago. And because when you read gender theory, you realize that activism is so important. And my activism is my education and teaching. So I thought, how can I incorporate the praxis? So as I was walking this weekend, so this is fresh. As I was walking this weekend, the Shriners in downtown, they were putting on something. There was music, it was nice. And then I came across this. And I just found myself being almost 35 and then thinking to myself, wow, really? Okay, now I want to model something with this that's essential to the class. Two things: a gender recon mission, which I define as something, and there's a video about it, where students go out into the community and they look at products in a grocery store and they compare deodorant, male and female, and that lavender oil is the difference and the color, but it's constructed. So we're doing a lot of application, some theory, some analysis, all mixed together. So then I wanted to model that. So on a level, I would then do a new video and explain to them what I'm doing and say that this is something I saw in downtown Evansville, man and woman. I didn't want to put anyone else's picture up, but I waited long enough to have someone come up, a man, go into the blue one, and then leave the blue one. Of course, I mean, you know, because it's so symbolic, right? You have to, it's like a rule almost, and I'm a rule breaker. So that's the point, and that's part of my pedagogy, and that's what, oh, hold on. And that's what I want to, so that's what I want to do with the activities that we're doing for the class. Hold on, let me log in here. And that's what I couldn't capture in the other class, me. Sort of an essence of me in a way that I couldn't translate, that I feel comfortable to be able to translate now to my students. So one of the first things we would do in my class would be an analysis activity where we have images and they would close read it, and I would have them dissect all the parts, color, text, image, meaning, and we'd go through it. So that's just an example of that. And obviously for the gender studies class, that makes a lot of sense. And I just found out that that woman died last week. The woman who actually modeled. I didn't even know that. You see, I did this in my humanities class, so see, you take pieces. You take little pieces. The one on the right, there was a real person. I didn't know that, I'll admit. And then she died, so I thought that was interesting. This? Okay, so wait, I just wanted to show you this because this was me. So I'll make it bigger. I had to do it because I never have an icon for myself in any of my voice threads. And this time I wanted to try,
You can do that little X above your picture.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, and then your back.
So, hold on, where's my voice thread for this? So, for example, this is one of the welcoming videos. And students will post around, I guess you can't see it, but the point is, it was me standing in front of the pink one, getting a peace sign. Just trying to be fun and give them a part of my personality in a digital way so that they had that. Because the students who show their photo to me, I feel a little bit better and more comfortable. And I even noticed 2 graduated this year. I recognized their name at some point, and I was able to like put a name with a face, and I had not seen their face. You know, or I saw a student where I'm like, how do I know this student? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're in an online class, and I saw their photo. So that was a new way, you know, of learning. Then what I really want to do, just because I have your attention, and I like to do that, is I love music, so I just want to play music, and I want to do what?
You have to log your video.
Hold
So
on.
it's underneath of the link. Right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So I'm going to give them an exam, and we'll lead up to it. And that gender recon mission is a part of an analysis and a process that we're going to be dealing with as an objective to the class. So here's the essay topic. So they're going to write essays. And right now I'm really fascinated with Sia. I love music in general and beautiful voices, but Sia is also Australian, so it's international, and I'm in international stuff right now, so I like that, so I try to combine everything. So anyway, there's a video about her and her sort of political comment about beauty and beauty standards for women and the industry. And you can see a little bit in the way that she's expressing herself, in this Saturday Night Live video. So I'm also contextualizing, like, it's Saturday Night Live, 40 years, obviously big deal. But there's also something cool going on because she's making a statement. And artists used to make statements, musicians, and they still do, but maybe not as deep. So here's a different version. So this is the one I would like to hear.
Once again,
How do I make it full screen?
You can just click on the user you want to make it bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on the user.
Okay,
we could tell you about the years of research and development.
of course. 30 seconds of our lives lost.
Strengths.
I can dance. Sorry, I should have kept it small, but I want you to see language, the multiple layers of reading and language that I want to offer. I believe close reading is my methodology that I apply to everything, my own life, and everything that I do. So
Once again, see ya!
So I just, bear with me, we won't listen to the whole thing, but can I turn the lights on? I gotta set the mood here.
Just slide down.
Don't get hurt, can't feel anything. All I love, I push it down, push it down. Yeah, I'm the one, good
So I would hope
time,
that a student would be prepared enough to comment on the sign language and language and music and expression. That could be one way of responding to a prompt that I give them. They could make intertextual references to things they read, to her music, to her image. I'm not caring about that part. I just want them to make them and do them, you know, and I want to train them to do it in a professional way. And I want to share with them music that makes me happy when I'm sad. You know, I want to share with them ways of myself that is inside of my teaching, you know, and that's what I'm trying to capture. And I feel like I have, and this office really has helped. And working with Alex specifically, I mean, everyone is wonderful, but Alex has a PhD, and I just mean to say he was an interlocutor, and to be able to bounce ideas off of him was wonderful as well, to sort of streamline and move things in a direction that I feel proud of, you know? And this song was so popular, and it's kind of like about alcohol and whatever, like potentially. But then when you boil it, it's raw. It's not about that. And I also would hope that maybe they would comment on that and how the pop version is very different than this very raw version and what is being sold. And that we could think. And then we can go into capitalism, commodification. Then I can take them anywhere depending on where they take me. And we build on each other like we would in a regular class. So, anyway, so that would be nice, and I would enjoy doing that with them, and then to see what they have in response. There was other videos, we won't go into all of them, but Alex helped me find and sent to us the Gender Studies crew, the online group of us. Sia happened to be, I guess, on South Park, a character voice. So that was just extra material that was cool in pop culture, that made sense, we included it. let me see what I can show you about the basics. I mean, the idea is, of course, like you guys, I did all of the stuff that I'm supposed to do. Like, you know, like all of the syllabus stuff and the ADA, and it's laid out in a neat and organized fashion. But I don't want to take so much time with that. I hope you can trust that. Then there's discussion, which is new for me, and Alex helped me with this, but I really like it, and I'm looking forward to see how it goes. But it's also broken down, and then because I have different kinds of discussions, I want them to every week be participating. So then that's one type of thing, and so that's its own form of discussion that I'll evaluate on one level, and then they're their own presentations. They're going to be doing their own voice threads. They're going to have to record themselves and participate and maybe work in groups depending on what they want to do. But teach, and then we're going to comment on it, and then I'm going to give them a chance to think about it later, learn, and reflect on their old comments and other people's comments, and just keep chewing on the information that's present and be reflective. Stuff like that, which is new for me in the online forum. That's something I added, but in the normal class, not new. Exactly what I do. So, other than that, yeah. So it was what I'm interested now, and I talked with Mark about this, is just the future, and like that we were able to do gender studies as this group was wonderful, and we had already talked about team teaching. I would love to consider new models, like I could be a master teacher, and then we can have graduate assistants or anything, depending on what the university chooses to do like sections, you know, and then like they're like recitations and different things. I mean, there could be so many different models, and so I just want to see how my mind now, because I loved learning again, because I love learning. Teachers normally love learning too. So, you know, this was fun and new, and I got to be a student again, and it's fun to be a student, and now I want to be in this and be a student of this. So I'm happy with the way everything has worked itself out. So any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I just want to mention that when Chris started this course at the beginning of the semester, he did not have a syllabus. This is a brand new course, so he built a whole curriculum as long, also the course materials all together in such amount of time, and I think it was excellent. So I just want to make sure people recognize that this course did not exist. It just got approved.
I just wanted to share it, and I love the idea that, in a way, I know it's hard ownership, but in a way we should be proud, and they should own it. You know, again, we can talk about theoretically whatever that means, but the idea is, you know, share it with the community, our community. It helps the community and the learning, and it's about the students, so it's for them. So we need to offer them new models so they come. They want a degree here, they want education, and we can, who knows, be winning things too in educational platforms, which could be cool. So I just want to be part of that, and I like that we get a chance at this school to be students again, and I think we should do more of that. Really, working with each other and seeing each other. I don't get to see enough people's work, and I want to. I want to learn more and help other people who are part of my community, so.
I think this sort of development is really important, and I'm so happy to hear you say that, because the way that you sort of set this out and devise this for students, it's intuitive. That you start here and then here are these discussions, but let me take you back to something that you're already a master at, which is pop culture. And that sort of accessibility is what's going to continue to sort of make this gender studies repertoire at this university a big deal. Students are not just coming in and getting the theories and the things that they need to understand it, but we're relating it to popular culture and things that they're already owners of.
Yeah.
They own their technology, they own their pop culture, and they'll remind you every day when you make, you know, a corny joke that it's not yours. But I think that's great because you use pop culture.
There's such a value of what you do. And the reality is that I want to take that true ethic of learning and apply it to pop culture and say, let's read it. Mm-hmm. Let's know that there's a sub-language to it that doesn't exist or does, and let's be aware of it. And in a way, that's, you know, I'm literary at the base of my degree, so then that's just how it is. That's my method, so that's what I do.
I want to add something to kind of
Thank you,
support
Mark,
what you were saying and what Xavier was saying. It's not specific to your course, but we all know that distance education courses are, I mean, they're universities that, you know, students are getting their degrees. I've been disturbed to realize in the last few years that what's happening in effect is the equivalent of what the Industrial Revolution did to craftsmen and artisans. Job postings for online universities what they're doing is they're breaking apart the faculty position into about 6 different categories. And so they can hire people who have not PhDs.
Yeah.
They can, pay them a lot less, and each person then is doing a little bit of a part of a course. And I think at USI, we have the opportunity with our distance learning, group here. And what we're doing with distance learning, we have a real opportunity to emphasize the fact that what we're doing with distance learning is what makes us special as an in-person university as well. We have a single faculty of record who is responsible for the content and, being clumsy. Doing everything, that we are still those craftsmen, those artisans. We haven't been split apart into 6 different.
But I also feel in a way now, it's not to say with education-wise, I think those universities all are exactly the same. But I think what this shows you is committed teachers can enter that world maybe at some point too.
Absolutely.
And restructure that field so the twain meets. You know what I mean? Like on some level.
Right, so we can say, we can do really incredibly special things in a distance education environment.
Yeah.
It's not a correspondence course by any means. It's not just, here's the list of the things you have to hand in and you upload them here. But there's a real sense of personality, there's a sense of individuality, there's a sense of community.
And I'm thinking now with guests like, I'm teaching Spanish this semester, covering maternity leave. Where's the foreign language stuff? That's the next stuff. It's like, we need to be hearing language from language teachers. Again, people are paying so much money for programs where people recite to them.
Right.
We should be having fun with pedagogy if we care about teaching and sharing with the students in these modalities.
Right.
But,
and I think that's one of the main things I've learned in this process of this course is how much we can do with this. It's really wide open. It's kind of incredible.
it's just caring and having the support. And I was saying, and I'm serious, I'm not even joking, so I'll ask it, can we reapply? There's the second summer cohort or whatever's going on. Why is there a rule? We should just keep going, because if you did it again and we did it again, we'd all get better and better and more comfortable. And I feel the reality is, like humanities used to be, from what I was told, not everyone got to do it. It was one of those things. Mm-hmm. So why can't we be elitist somehow and make it be teachers that are stamped in a certain way to provide the ethic standard of education, then provide it, and that's its own thing. And we get not reduced, but different teaching schedules, which can make you happy too. So it's a win-win depending on as long as you're committed, it's a win-win, so. But I don't want to keep taking time from people's schedule. I'm happy to talk more if everyone wants to, but.